Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Unit 2 What If History Project. So this is an essay. It is usually 6 to 7 pages. Sometimes you may have to go over this a little bit. 6 pages is really the minimum that you could possibly have. 6 full pages. Most students actually end up turning in about 8 pages for this assignment, but as long as you cover everything, you should be good. The point of this assignment is for you to get a chance to kind of build a historic argument. This is kind of a low stakes historic argument in that your answers to these questions are theoretical, obviously. They are questions that are hypotheticals. There are books written, entire books on what if history topics. Your job is really to come up with a answer to this question that can be supported with evidence. So your job is going to be to do some research. So let's say one of the more common ones that people pick is, what if Hitler had died during World War I? This one. It's very popular, but you also have to be careful. So if you pick something like this, you don't want to pick a really broad topic. So you don't want to be trying to talk about the Holocaust and talk about, the future of the world, the fate of the world, all in one essay, because that gets to be too much. Maybe you just pick a narrow topic like, well, if Hitler had been killed during World War I, another Hitler-like character would rise up. Or if Hitler had been killed during World War I, there would have never been a Holocaust, and the repercussions of the Holocaust would have never happened, or, the word genocide wouldn't be as prevalent. Whatever your conclusion is, it needs to be narrow. The point is to be as narrow as you can so that you can adequately defend your conclusion. So yes, there can be a plethora of outcomes for each one of these, but try to pick one outcome, narrow in on it, and think of all the counter arguments that could come up in opposition to your opinions. Make sure that you do some research, you have some background information. For example, again, if you say that, well, another Hitler-like character would have rose up, make sure you have chosen who that person would be, and you're ready to defend why you think that person would have replaced Hitler. That's just a hypothetical. You can do whatever you want. Some of these are more fun, I guess, than others, or more straightforward than others. What if the stock market didn't crash in 1929? Some of them require you to do some more research. It's up to you which one of these you pick, but whichever one you pick, you want to make sure that you adequately defend it and you go through all the steps that I'm going to talk about in a second. So after you've chosen your what if topic from the list above, you want to start doing some background research. So you need to be prepared to talk about the real historic event. You don't want to talk excessively about this. You need to assume that your reader is fairly familiar with the historic event. Just give them a background so that your essay has context. So don't go more than 1 to 2 pages on background information. The bulk of your essay is going to be the argument. So the bulk of your essay should be defending that thesis statement, that outcome that you think would have happened. And then also addressing all of the other possible outcomes. The other possible outcomes are your counter arguments, things that would argue against your chosen outcome. Your essay overall is going to consist of these parts. So the summary, again, 1 to 2 pages. Keep this as short as you can. The cause of the event. This is also part of the summary, but if you'll notice, some of these events or some of these what-if questions are entirely dependent upon the cause of the event. So what if the Maine had not exploded? You're gonna have to talk a little bit about why it did explode, why the Lusitania was attacked, why the October Revolution happened. So some of these are going to require you to focus a lot on the cause. The effect. So the effect part of this, again, it kind of ties into summary. You're trying to look at what really happened. So this event happened, whatever it is, and the significance of this event is that it led to this. This is all historically accurate. This is all research that is just summary of the event. Then you get into the bulk of your essay. The bulk of your essay is going to be looking at what you think would have happened in the short term. So again, if you choose World War I or you choose World War II events, what would have happened within that time period and within 25 years of World War I or II. And then you're going to look at what would have happened in the long term. So this is what would have happened today. You want to make sure that you are looking at both of these viewpoints and you have evidence and research to back up both of your claims for the short term and the long term impact. Your argument is going to be basically the short term, the long term impact, and the effect combined. So sprinkled throughout your short term and your long term impact, you want to make sure that you're making arguments, you're addressing counterclaims, you are addressing possible counter viewpoints to the topic you have chosen. So this is an essay. It is going to be done individually. You do need to make sure that it follows APA guidelines, that you are following the correct citation style. So this is a research essay. You do have to look things up. So you do need to cite everything you're looking up, all of the websites you're using, whether you're using it for evidence or you're using it for the summary. You also need to make sure that it's in the correct format, double spaced, Times New Roman, 12-point font. Don't do anything weird with the margins, 1-inch margins. If you have concerns about writing an essay, if you've never written an APA format essay, then please peruse the Purdue-Owl website. This is one of the best writing labs I've found so far. I've linked it right here for you. There is also a writing lab, a tutoring lab within Canvas. So if you go to Canvas, you go to the help button. Cite It Right is an option that all of you have access to by having access to Canvas, and there are a lot of examples within Cite It Right as well. So if you need that, that is there. And you can also reach out to me. So yeah, I hope you guys have fun with this. It is intended to be fun. Pick a topic that interests you and run with it. Good luck.